Jonathan Swift first published Gulliver's Travels in 1726. Just as Gulliver tried his luck with different lands, today we try out our luck with different snacks, digging into 3 different varieties, including one with Gulliver's own name, and ask, "You tried it?" You tried that. I'm Nick Novak and my pal Shane Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Hello.
You guys know of the various lands that Gulliver went to?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Yeah.
Land 1, Land B.
Land.
Probably
Rover.
Greenland would be one. Maybe Iceland. Maybe
Well, like you picture him tied up by
Land's
little
End,
people,
maybe.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
The Lilliputians, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. Do you know of any of the other places he went? I was looking those up. No.
Six Flags.
Yes. Land's End was the other one, like Chad said.
I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I probably have seen like some Gulliver cartoon or some shit when I was a kid. But I don't know if I ever read it.
Oh yeah, you probably
There's
saw that children's content centered around Gulliver's Travels.
Why? What happens? Is it like a horrific nightmare story or something? Or
No, I just saw the list there. There's Land of Giants also.
See, that sounds
And
like fun, like a kid's story.
floating island of science obsessed people.
What?
Land of sorcerers and ghosts. Island of miserable immortals. And an island of horse people.
So
Saukville.
is Gulliver an island of horse mares? Is Gulliver a giant?
Saukville, Wisconsin.
Is Gulliver a giant with regular sized people, or are the Lilliputians tiny people and Gulliver is normal sized?
I believe he's normal sized. There are tiny people and there are giant people.
Then horse people.
And then there's horse people and there's Ernie Von Schlegelhorn.
I was just about to say that. The strangest creature that Gulliver met in all his travels. Ernie Von Schlegelhorn.
There's an island of irritable scientists, or whatever you're talking about.
Irritable scientists.
I don't want to split the mitochondria, like all angry.
This is my goddamn Higgs boson. Step back.
Just playing the hits today. Just the Higgs boson. Ernie Von Schlegelhorn out 5 minutes in.
All right, so get a little story from work here. We had a thing at work where the bosses were going to treat everyone to some McDonald's. Right?
Wow,
Really
look at you, living the dream.
How about that? Look, that's a big deal where I work. Maybe not where you work, but literally anything free.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think most people forgot it was coming up. You know, they just basically said, "Don't bring a lunch." We're just
or they blocked that dark memory out of their head, basically.
Exactly. So that morning, it was a really bad storm coming in, and people had to run in from the parking lot, got soaked, but an email got sent out from a guy reminding everyone that this was the day. And we've
Come
now
rain or shine, Ronald McDonald will deliver.
This guy didn't remember his own wedding anniversary, but he is just so jacked from McDonald's Day.
And he says, so I guess he walked in with this other worker named Maddie. It's important to the story.
Okay.
So without mentioning the rain at all, it literally says, "Good morning. It's here. McDonald's Day." And in Maddie's words, "I'm very McWet."
Nothing makes me mixplooge like free fries.
And so
yeah,
he then proceeds to mention the umbrella, having no umbrella, 3 lines later. Okay, so
is that code for condom?
I first read it and I was like, "What the?" And of course, the 60 seconds after it goes out, my G chat's just fucking blowing up, right? Everybody. talking about
And
how
her
McWet
G spot
this
was
guy is.
damp.
Right. Yeah, and not only to say I'm very McWet, but to pick out a
Right.
female coworker, say that she says she's McWet for McDonald's.
Yeah.
And so I saw the guy in the hallway, like not too long later, and I guess he like wasn't by his computer, and I'm like, John, what's going on here? And he goes, what are you talking about? And I go, everyone's talking about your email. And he goes, what? And I like read it back to him. I like I had my computer with me and just read it word for word. And he goes, damn it.
That didn't come out like I intended. I intended it to be way hornier.
Was she just really aroused from McDonald's, or was it a slip of the
Yes,
tongue?
it had nothing. It actually had nothing to do with the rain.
It was just bone dry outside. She was splooshing for McDonald's.
Dear Penthouse, it was a rainy day and we were getting McDonald's. I was feeling McWet.
Their McFish makes me McSquish.
I haven't had McDonald's in forever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say since an hour ago, right? No.
And then we always have, like, my kid's school always has, like, a, like, McTeacher night.
Oh, yeah.
Where you can go and, like, 10% of the proceeds go back to the school. You know, something that's, like, insanely fucked up and low. Like, is going to the school. And they're always a goddamn nightmare. Like, every last one of them.
10% of this $1 small fry goes back to... we had that with our school, but it was usually Chipotle for some reason. I don't know why. It was different. But yeah, I don't eat McDonald's much anymore either. I remember as a kid, obviously loving it. No pun intended. I just realized that was the slogan. Mm-hmm. But now, as an adult, and I do eat fast food. I'm not like Chad where I don't eat fast food at all. But McDonald's is like pretty far down the list of like fast food I would want. I do like the fries still. The fries are still like pretty damn good. But everything else, I don't know.
Does it give you a boner though?
It gives me a raging erection. I shove a couple fries up my butthole and play with myself.
Mm-hmm. Dear Lord.
You asked.
No. As if he gave you a boner.
No. And then you said, how do you take care of
details?
it?
No. It was a yes or no question. Boner or not.
I drizzle barbecue sauce all over my nipples and I shove some fries up my butthole and I play with my McStiffy.
I rubbed one chicken nugget on each testicle. Mm-hmm. I remember when I was a kid that like I think my second grade teacher or something had a thing where if you got like 100% on all the spelling bees or something for the quarter, then you would get McDonald's. And I remember being super excited about that.
Wasn't giving it out easy.
Yeah. Yeah. So then like then they bring in McDonald's for like a couple of the kids. Like it's like the one kid, like the rest of the class doesn't get shit. And then I was like such a super picky eater back then. I would not get like, I had like a very specific order. I wouldn't eat, like I didn't eat beef when I was like 8 or whatever second graders are. And so I would specifically ask for a cheeseburger, no meat, plain. So basically a slice of cheese between a bun.
Oh my God.
And like I just made it a huge the
teacher's like, I'm trying to do something nice for this shit.
Can't you miss one fucking word?
All right, Archaeopteryx. Chad, go. What? Fuck. When I was a kid, I used to love filet of fishes, but I didn't want any of the tartar sauce on it. So like my mom was always super irritated because they're like, just want to grab the fish out of the drawer and hand it to you. But now we always used to like go park and wait for them to like fry a fresh one so that it didn't have the tartar sauce. But hey, we like what we like when we're kids, right?
It's a tragic story.
Yeah. Fry up a fresh one, meaning fry up a 4-year-old fish disc.
Take this one out of the bottom of the deep freezer.
Just off the pier. Yeah.
This is a real tartar sauce, kid. This is baby gravy. So if you just eat it, you're good to go.
All right.
All right. Well, there it is. McWet. And,
Let's make eat some McSnacks.
yeah. 3 snacks, 5-point scale. Love
Wait,
that.
we got
like
3 this
that,
week?
Indifferent to that. Dislike that. Hate that. We've got this. First, let's do this bear. And the bear is called the Pakkoha Muwka candy.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck are these from? And this is all like gibberish words today.
I am not.
Or another language.
This is like a grocery store with like a lot of like Eastern European snacks in it. So this is like a little the actual chocolate itself is a bear playing soccer.
Very funny.
Well,
He does.
I have a hockey player.
Really?
Oh.
So mine.
Oh, on the front. I
mine
guess
is-
you could get a
yep.
tennis player too.
Oh, mine is a tennis
According
player.
to him.
Oh, look at that. We got one of each.
Hell
Bear
yeah.
is active.
Oh, there's something in the chocolate.
I think it's peanut butter or something of the like.
Yeah, you're right. But if you look at the cross section, there's like a layer of what looks like peanut butter and then maybe like nougat.
Yeah, that
I
is
want to
peanut
say
butter.
it's peanut butter because it tastes a lot like it, but I don't know if there's like. I feel like peanut butter in candy isn't popular in a lot of other countries.
I want to say it's peanut butter, but I'm looking at the ingredients and it says fresh tartar sauce, so could be wrong.
I want to say it's peanut butter, but I'm looking at the ingredients. It's all just a bunch of fucking gobbledygook.
Somebody put down random letters and called it a fucking word.
They had the font stuck on wingdings. This is unreal.
That is always so. I love making wingding jokes at work, and nobody but the old people know what I'm talking about. But like, why? Who the fuck invented wingding? For what reason?
So that you could make jokes about it at work.
Yes,
why.
but someone had to spend time coding it and QAing it, and it doesn't even make any goddamn sense.
There's a
Just like
website.
Eastern European languages.
There's a website for the candy, and it ends with .ru, which potentially means Russia.
Oh,
Usually.
So, Geiger,
yeah.
what do you think of the Pakkoha Muwka?
The old Pakkoha Muwka. Well, mine played hockey, a very Russian sport. I don't know if they're any good at soccer or tennis, but I know they damn sure can shoot that puck. So I really think this is...
Ivan Drago,
Yes, he was Russian. Any more?
Nikolai Volkov.
Famous Russian athletes, and the third one's a wrestler. Okay, got it. Yeah. Zangief.
I'm fresh out.
Remember that series of quick documentaries where you get a view of Zangief defeating his Sambo wrestling friends? I think this is really, really good. I like this a lot. The chocolate's decent. The chocolate's not great. It's not like on the level, obviously, of a Reese's product, but it has the thing that I always wish more peanut butter things did, and it's like a creamy peanut butter. And I think the peanut butter could be a little saltier, and the chocolate could just be a little bit better. But I still think this is pretty good. I'm going to give it a solid like that. I would eat more of these.
Jed?
I was been like Googling trying to find out what is in, like, confirm what the ingredients are in this thing.
Right.
And like no results are coming up for it. Maybe I'm like spelling it wrong or something, but
They're not real words on here. That's why.
yeah, that's fucking gibberish. This is one of the most pleasant surprises I think we've ever done on this podcast. Like, I was ready to mock the shit out of this silly ass fucking chocolate bear. And it is delicious. I mean, okay, maybe it's not peanut butter on the inside. Whatever it is, it tastes a lot like peanut butter. And it's creamy. I think the chocolate's really good. This is hitting all the right notes for me. Obviously, it's not as good as like a Reese's Cup or something like that. But it is really delicious. I'm giving it a love det.
Wow.
Dang. All right.
Yeah, I enjoyed my soccer playing bear. I thought the peanut butter was nice. It wasn't like overly salty and it's creamy, as was mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a hard time finding fault with this thing.
Yep.
I actually liked the ratios too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double up on this. Love that.
So you
Hell
guys
yeah.
make me think. Because I really do like it. I really do like it. I just wish the chocolate was a tiny little bit better, but
It's fine.
You can give whatever wrong rating you want. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, I'll stand on business. This was really tasty though.
Okay, next let's do the Gullivers next, since it is also small. Next is from Lesty's Chocolatier. It's the Gulliver handmade chocolate candy, and it's got a picture of a big old Gulliver and a bunch of little people in the town.
He looks very funny.
He's got a big old belt.
Unfortunately, the chocolate not shaped like Gulliver. It's just shaped like a small, thin bar.
Also, unfortunately, no way these are handmade. Like, no one's drizzling the chocolate on these wafers one by one.
I like his socks.
Yeah. A little weird
got
little
a
sock action.
Big old belt.
A big old swinging belt.
Mhm. Probably to hide that monster waist of his.
Mm-hmm. He looks pretty
Jaunty.
handsome.
Yeah.
He looks handsome.
He looks like he might be balding, but he still has long hair.
There's like a couple people like below him just staring up, like maybe cheering or trying to
Like they're
his attention.
totally staring like right up at his taint, basically.
Well, they
His belt.
noticed that they tastefully put the logo Gulliver over where his cock bulge would be. Spare him the embarrassment.
Strategically placed eye.
They had no choice but to draw the bulge, so they had to put the.
I mean, when you
logo
draw a
over the
man who's
top.
packing the way Gulliver's packing, you gotta draw that bulge.
Novak, what do you mean draw? This isn't this just a picture? A photograph, right?
That's Gulliver himself.
Gulliver captured in the wild.
And also, I found out that Gulliver is his last name.
Oh, what's his first name?
Sam.
Terry?
Ernie.
Gully.
Bulliver.
Hank.
I'm gonna look it up.
T-Bone.
Ralph.
Lemuel Gulliver.
Lemuel? I wouldn't have
Lemuel?
guessed that in 6,000 guesses.
Yeah.
Well, it was written in the 1700s.
We are the most. This is a piece of classic literature. Who could have possibly known this? We're all just a bunch of dipshits talking about his dick.
Lemuel? That name is fucking gibberish. What is
Yeah.
this?
In your defense, Chad, that name sucks.
Oh,
That
shitty
name's
name.
really fucking dumb.
And he was played by Jack Black. No, Gulliver's Travels.
I was just about to ask as a joke when they reboot him into the GCU, the Gulliver Cinematic Universe, who's going to play him. But I guess we know it's Jack fucking Black. Jack Black is a big fat piece of shit. Not this fucking handsome T-bone of a man. Look at that thing. Like Jack Black's going to play this dashing character of literature.
He's got the right bulge for the job, I think.
Jack Black needs twice the belt. Jack Black's so fat he couldn't fit in that belt.
Wow.
He's not that fat, actually. I don't
Man,
know.
coming at
grind
Jack
against
Black,
Jack
is like
Black.
a very normal-looking man.
He's no Oliver Platt. He's actually okay.
Chad, what do you think of Gulliver?
Oh boy. There is something wrong with this bar.
There is?
There, I think so. These wafers, or maybe it's the chocolate. I can't tell which it has one of the nastiest aftertastes I've had in a little bit here on this podcast. I struggled to take a second bite of this thing. I think it is really gross, actually. As good as the last one was, this one is really disgusting to me. I don't know why, but I am going to give it a hate dad, actually.
What?
What the fuck?
It's nasty. What are you talking about?
Nasty. We've eaten, my friend, we have eaten nasty on this podcast. This is an innocuous piece of candy. Nasty.
Ugh.
Oh,
It's
boy.
not nasty at all. It's to describe it. It's like a little smaller than candy bar shaped and has some wafers and chocolate in the middle. The chocolate has a different kind of taste to it.
It's
for
semi-sweet
sure.
chocolate. I looked at the ingredients. Yeah.
And that's what makes it taste. Yeah,
Maybe it should have a dislike, Dad. I don't know.
You can hate it all you want. You're just insane.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it a dislike, Dad, if you give the bear love, Dad.
Done. I actually was already reconsidering. Basket of puppies. Love that for that.
All right.
Wow.
I'll update the spreadsheet.
Okay.
It's wheeling and dealing going on.
I also don't give a shit if you hate it. I just think you're insane.
I actually think this is decent. I think it tastes fine.
Wow.
I'm gonna give it a low level like that. I think it's not a bad tasting wafer candy. I could eat more of them. Geiger?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it doesn't revolutionize candy or anything. It's just like wafers with like chocolate on them, which is good. I mean, I like that. I've had it in other forms. It's nothing to write home about, but it's fine. I think I will give it a like. I think low level like that is actually a good explanation of it.
All right.
You don't mind the aftertaste of this thing? Really?
No. It is. It's just that it does. When Geiger said semi-sweet chocolate, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like sometimes we will like grab a handful of chips out, like chocolate chips out of the bag. If I just got a hankering for a little chocolate. If you take the semi-sweets, this is exactly what it tastes like.
Yeah, it's got that like faint taste of bitterness afterward, a little bit that you get with semi-sweet chocolate, but it's not like bad.
Okay, so there's it's still far away from the Muwka, but we do have the Wokorag chocolate coming up.
Fucking gibberish.
Say real words, Novak.
Oh, I like the Muwka, not the Wokorag. What the fuck are you talking about?
Which the last one does say chocolate bar with cream fondant filling, which sounds tasty.
Yeah.
So we'll see if it can match up to that peanut butter bear.
Yeah.
Geiger, it's time for
the killing.
Round 2.
Oh, yeah. It is time for the Premier League round 2. So we've done these mascot tournaments with sports leagues. We did the first part of the Premier League of English soccer last time around. And if you'll recall, actually, I'll say, do you guys even remember what one?
Knives.
Nope.
Blades.
Yes.
Oh.
So blades.
Blades.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, right.
The same thing.
Ching, 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 ching.
Ching, 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 ching. Will go the Blades. So the Sheffield United Blades, who were a 6 seed, actually. So they got out. They defeated the Villains. So we're on the other half of the bracket now, and we're going to find out who wins this bracket and match them up with Dem Blades. Now, to be clear, it was not Wesley Snipes. It was just like the Knights.
It was not Billy Bob Thornton in Swing Blade.
Yes, the Sling Blades one.
It was a very fast spinning blade.
Yes. That deflected all the bullets and went ching, ching, ching. Okay.
One blade and you're done.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it was very funny at the time. You have to trust us.
Go back to the archives. Check it out. It was great. All right. So this is another 10-team bracket here. So we'll start with the 8-9 matchup. A couple of real violent offenders there. The 8th seeded. Let me find it here. I had to do these. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, the Nottingham Forest Tricky Trees. So the Tricky Trees who are, I don't know, very mischievous.
They could have gone with like a Robin Hood themed mascot, and they went with fucking trees.
Or Sheriff of Nottingham or something. Yeah, exactly. Against the 9th seeded Bournemouth. No, that's not what it was. The 9th seeded Everton.
Bournemouth?
Everton, the Toffees.
Bournemouth what? Hot pizza?
No, Bournemouth was last round. Number 9, the Everton Toffees, which is a candy, obviously, that it is believed that people thought that was named after the Toffees because people would walk by a toffee shop on the way to the stadium and get a snack. So the Toffees versus the Tricky Trees. Which one will just fucking wreck shop?
This is why I guess when you look at the ticker on the bottom of ESPN, they're always listed by
just Everton.
Cities, right? Yeah, they're not.
Well,
not
technically,
like when you're watching baseball and you see Cubs versus Giants or whatever.
Well, That's why I think I explained last time. Most of these are just known as like Liverpool FC or something. And then these are just a nickname. It's not an official team name, but they all have things they go by. So, Novak, I'm going to stick the dealer here and make you answer first. Tricky Trees or Toffees?
I think Tricky Trees. I know it's a low seeded, but trees are powerful, right? Especially when
are they
in a whole forest setting.
They could be like thousands of years old.
Trees are powerful in a forest setting.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're everywhere.
Right.
The raw power of the forest.
It'd be tough to take a tree down, right? It could be a dangerous proposition, and really tough for a toffee to take a tree down.
Slowly decay the bark.
I can't even argue for toffee because I don't even think it's like a great candy.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just gonna go with the trees.
If I had said Starburst or something, you would have been like, okay, I think I'm gonna beat the forest.
Yeah, I mean, these trees don't even have teeth, right? So like toffee, like maybe if toffee was up against a human, you could be like, oh, it'll give you a cavity, or like that could be an argument you could make. But there's like literally nothing you could do. A toffee could do to a tree. Plus, you said tricky trees, so these trees have some tricks up their branches. So yeah, I'm gonna go with trees here as well.
Tricks up their leaves was right there, man. You could have said it.
Oh, fucking shit! Oh yeah,
that would have been
really
fucking sweet.
Brought the house down if I'd said that.
All right. All right. Now we'll go down to the 7-10 matchup. The Fulham Cottagers. That's the 7.
Mm-hmm.
The team stadium was built on an old cottage ground, and now it is named after cottagers or people that live in cottages. Okay. Versus the 10th seed, the Burnley Clarets, which is a deep purplish red color. So time to get creative. We've had colors in the tournament before. It's a very popular sports thing, it turns out. A deep purplish red, not just your regular red, just not your regular purple, kind of a combo of the two against a cottage-dwelling schmuck. Chad, you're up first here.
I mean, most cottages, right? When you think of a cottage, like what color are you picturing the cottage to be, right? Like probably brown. It's just like some wood thing in the cottage, right? Like in the forest. But like you put a little color there in that cabin, you could really make that thing unique and special. So that's a win for adding the color. I'm going to go with, what is it? Clarets?
Clarets. So it defeats the cottage by turning it red?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So my house has been defeated currently?
Well, the problem with that is that it's not the cottages, it's the cottagers. right? So we're talking about the people who live therein. And I don't think the color will defeat them. I think I've mentioned before that you defeat the color by moving on to a new color, and I think the cottagers can easily do that. So, and I don't want to figure out how the color beats somebody else. So we got to get it out of the tournament.
Novak with the well-established Novak principle of defeating color. If you'll turn to page 71 in your textbooks, a lot of study on the theory. I'm going to go cottager. I mean, cottagers, unless they're colorblind, in which, colors then have an advantage, I guess, because they've defeated them by some in their perceptual sense. I think these cottagers will probably have no problem against color. So,
right.
Okay.
Great.
The 4-5 matchup. Here's where it might get actually something animate that could do something. The 4 seed, the Crystal Palace Eagles. Good bird. Good strong bird.
Good bird.
Against another bird. This will be the 5th seed, the Newcastle United Magpies. So magpie is another bird.
You gotta look that up.
Bird. Yeah, quickly Google magpie, see if it's got good cum gutters or not. All right, pretty small bird, the magpie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice black and white, though. Very, very pretty bird.
Pretty bird. And now the eagle is not necessarily like a bald eagle. It's just like an eagle. Could be different types of. I'm guessing it's probably not a bald eagle. That's only in
magpie,
America, right?
thought to rank among the world's most intelligent creatures.
Ooh.
And is one of the few species able to recognize itself in a mirror test.
Ooh.
So if that could
vainglorious bird. Yeah.
Right.
That eagle better not come out with that mirror.
No
as
bad.
eagles often do.
Eagle wielding a mirror wielding eagle or magpie?
It looks like a magpie. It says is 17 to 21 inches. That's not. That's sizable.
Sounds pretty big to
right?
me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
And
half
an
a Gulliver
eagle-
dick. Yeah,
28 to 40 inches.
Oh, full Gulliver dick.
yeah, full gull hog.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we called a full Lemoy or whatever. What was it?
Yeah.
Lemire? Lemoy?
Lemule.
The mule.
Yeah, that's
Full Lemule.
I think that's the English metric system, right? Is they measure it by length of Gulliver's penis. Yeah. I think I read that.
He's only big to the little people, so he's got a 40-inch dick all of a sudden.
The irascible scientists are like, look at this fucking thing. Let's just use it as a measure unit of measure.
Okay, here's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Eagle's gonna be chasing Magpie through the air.
Okay.
And they're gonna come to a mirror. Right. Now Magpie's gonna know that they're about to fly into a mirror because he's gonna say, "That's me," and then
That's me, Brock.
Is he Mario? Or that's me.
He's gonna swerve out of the way. The eagle has no idea. Smacks straight into the mirror. Eagle dies. Magpie cocks off. Match over. Magpie for the win.
Okay. It's me. That's me. Fuck you, Eagle. That's me.
It's gonna be me.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Will you smash this eagle balls?
And then after the magpie wins, turns around and goes, bye, bye, bye. Yeah, I think...
Magpie.
Yep.
I think, I mean, Novak's logic there is like infallible, right? It's pretty solid. They will come across a mirror. Mirrors are everywhere. We know this.
Okay.
We know
right,
this.
The magpie now. Yep.
We know that mirrors are everywhere. And yeah, the magpie can avoid the mirror. So yeah, I will go magpie as well.
Might need a quick refresher on what the word infallible means, but okay.
You haven't seen the last of this Magpie is mirror.
Hey guys, buckle up. I think we just found their fucking great white whale to ride to the end here. Okay. We'll go to the 3-6 matchup now. This one's a real good one. The Manchester... Nope. Sorry, there's two sets of... Okay. The Chelsea...
Why didn't you cross off the set we already did on your paper?
You fucking worry about it.
Fold the paper in half or something.
Fuck
so you only see the set we're doing.
No. Number 3. I can't write anymore. I wrote down this list and now I can't write anything new. Number 3, the Chelsea Pensioners. So in Chelsea, the primary, I guess, thing besides the soccer team is a hospital for retired soldiers of the Royal. It's a Royal Military Hospital. So the Pensioners. Now that's the key part there. Why they're the 3 seed, because they're former soldiers, so they're at least somewhat battle trained. It's a military hospital,
and they're getting a pension. This is why they're named.
They're also getting a pension. Yes. No, I mean their families will be taken care of. So what the fuck do they care? They're going to go balls out, right?
Oh yeah.
And versus the 6 seed, the West Ham United Hammers. So a little bit on the blade trajectory there. We got Hammers versus Soldiers.
Yeah.
Now, which one of these would be better at recognizing a mirror?
There's no mirror going to come into play here. Look, there's a Veterans Affairs hospital here in San Francisco. My wife used to work there. You know, thank them all for their service, but like most of them are a bunch of like old fucks. You know, and like I don't think they could get out of the way of a hammer. Honestly, like
what?
They're at the hospital. They're
this
looking
is a Civil War hospital. How old are these fucking guys?
I don't know. It's like these old people. They're at the hospital already because there's like something, like they're weakened, right? Like something's wrong with them or something.
Man.
And so
I have a feeling half this hospital could kick the shit out of you.
all it takes is like the hammer just has to get one shot at their knee, and you know that knee is going to shatter into a million pieces. They're down. So I'm gonna go hammer here.
Okay. Novak?
Oh, I feel like they could get out of the way of a hammer.
I mean, even if they're an old fuck,
Yeah, some of the old fucks may not, right? But there's probably a few fucks who can.
Hammer will take down a couple fucks, but not all of them.
But also they got that pension cash.
Mm-hmm.
Right, which is
They could buy a hammer shield with it or something.
I've got to get the pension and win the cash.
And I feel like they could use that pension cash to like get some protection, someone to watch over them in case of hammers coming at their knees.
So to be clear, are the hammers just like the blades where they're just like an entity unto themselves just being used somehow like magically, or are they like someone has to wield the hammer in this battle? Is it like Thor?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it Mjolnir? Oh, I forgot to mention the hammer is Mjolnir. No.
To your question with two different options, yes.
Now, Novak, before you say who you're going to vote, stop.
Yeah.
Hammer time.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. As soon as you said stop, I'm like, here it is.
All right. That's a good point. Hammer.
Please, Hammer, don't hurt him.
I was going to say, they're going to be yelling, Hammer, please don't hurt them. I would like to recognize Chad's, speaking of infallible, his infallible plan to, if you just say, thank you so much for what you did, troops, and then just proceed to denigrate how old and bitchy they are, then you're in the clear. You could just say, thanks for all you sacrificed. Hammer going to fuck you up. So now in strides the 2 seed, okay? And they're going to be taking on the cottagers, right? Mm-hmm. So these cottagers survived their cottage being painted red. But now they're going to have to go up against the 2 seed, the Wolverhampton Wolves. Wolf, famous violent animal from folklore, like Red Riding.
It can blow the cottage down, with huffing a puff.
3 pigs, Mm-hmm. Wolf of Wall Street, that guy was very predatory.
It's also a real wolf. I don't think it's not just like animal of folklore. Right?
Yeah, I mean, there's actually wolves that exist as well. The wolf, the gray, the one that killed Liam Neeson, or he killed them. I don't remember what happened at the end.
It ends on a big cliffhanger. He puts the glass in between his knuckles, and then the movie just ends.
I bet you Liam Neeson has a cottage. We could have seen how that happened in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So literary creature wolf. Novak, you go.
Yeah, creature of lore. The wolf.
Yeah. Some fantasy-inspired creature from a novelist's pen.
Often described as having, like, pointed ears and sharp teeth.
My, what big fangs they have.
Yeah, they did, the wolf, as in Little Red Riding Hood, did work its way into the cottage.
Right.
And then ate Little Red Riding Hood, as the story goes.
Or was it the grandma?
Or even, like, the original...
No, he ate the grandma.
Oh, yeah.
The end of Little Red Riding, the end of the kids' fairy tale Little Red Riding Hood has her being viscerally dismembered by the wolf.
Right. I believe it took a hammer to grandma's knees, if I remember correctly.
She was too fucking old.
All due respect to the grandmas, but he ate that old bitch.
The wolf just goes striding in with a hammer, pensions up, just cracks her in the kneecap. Now, counterpoint Novak, he could famously not get into the houses, or at least one of the houses of the 3 little pigs. That cottage he could not penetrate.
2 out of 3.
Right, but cottages aren't. Yeah. Cottage. When I think of a cottage, I don't think of a brick building.
No.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. Yeah. So I feel like he could get into the cottage itself
just by blowing it down.
By blowing it down, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And just like hammering the foundation.
So, Wolf gets a hammer.
Yeah.
It's canonical. It's a mythical wolf, and in mythology, they carried hammers. We know.
Bear has the nuclear codes. Wolf has a hammer. They all have different armaments, guys.
It'd be tough when wolf with hammer goes up against hammer.
Wolf with hammer versus plain hammer.
I think wolf's gonna take down cottagers. Wolf.
Okay, Chad.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. This mythical beast, who knows what powers this unknown creature has, right? Like, we've never seen one because they don't exist. So you can imagine anything for this wolf. So yeah, I will go with wolves.
Plus, like, not to quote Dana Carvey, but he is the master of disguising, right? He can turn into grandma. He can put on and pretend to be you look. So you go in to hug your grandma goodnight. Turns out you're having a fucking wolf with a hammer. Like, you don't even know.
It's pretty good if you fool someone like that.
It's pretty good anytime you can quote Master Disguise. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. That guy might be too turtly for the Turtle Club. I'm just saying. All right. Here comes the 1 seed. Now, the Tricky Trees got by mostly on the strength of going up against Candy. But they're going to have a much tougher test with the number 1 seed. The Manchester United, also a very good soccer team, I think, from what I understand of soccer. The Red Devils. So we've had various devils, Sun Devil, Devil in the NHL. I don't remember what attributes we gave them, like a machine gun or, I don't know.
Probably just like a trident.
Trident. Pitchfork. Yeah. So the Red Devil against the Trees. I don't know who goes first here. I think it's Chad.
Yeah. I was never, I mean, look, trees are powerful. That is true. Right. And they have some tricks up their leaves. I almost fucked it up. But the devil, it's the devil, right? It's evil incarnate. I don't think there's, the devil can take out some trees if it wants to. Just burn them down or, make the tree push a rock up the hill for all eternity or whatever. I'm going to go with the devil here.
Yeah, devil, famous demon of lore.
Yeah. No, actually,
famous mythical demon.
I saw a devil at the zoo the other day. I have not ever seen a wolf, but I've seen the devil. Yeah.
Plus, the problem with the trees is the first thing we say is canon, and the trees have tricks up their branches. Right? Which
not
is
not
that effective.
Leaves. Only they add them up their leaves.
But the trees have the strength of numbers of being in a forest. There's a lot of trees together. That's intimidating.
That's true.
But once one's on fire, it's just going to catch from tree to tree.
Yeah, also a good point. So devil.
Yes, also a good point. Okay.
To be clear, none of these points have been good.
Right. So final 4 here. Let's just get this one. This is a 4 intriguing matchup. So let's just stick with Red Devils. Okay. They are fresh off their victory over the Trees, the home of their next opponent, the Magpie. So can the Magpie take on the Red Devil? Already slight upset over the Eagles.
Yeah.
But will they able to be secure enough mirrors to trick the devil into looking at his reflection and then getting pecked to death?
The devil's wandering through that room from that one Bruce Lee movie, like with all the mirrors everywhere. Enter the dragon.
He's stuck in the funhouse. Yeah.
I was ready to give Magpie some leeway, like to have the mirror. But I think the devil more than likely recognizes himself in the mirror, right?
In all of us, right?
Unique looking guy. Big.
That might be me. Flaming skulls full of horns and wings and shit. Yeah, I don't think that's like Larry from accounting.
Nobody else looks like
I've got a distinct look. That is true.
Right.
That's either me or Christian Slater. No, yeah, that's me.
Now he is a little like egotistical, right? So maybe he sees the mirror. He's like checking himself out.
Yeah.
And Magpie might be able to get a few shots in. But I don't think it's going to be enough. It's going to be the devil. It's going to win this one.
Okay.
I mean, the only chance the Magpie has is if the mirror is a fun house mirror, that makes you like really wide, and then the devil mistakes himself for noted huge person Jack Black. But if that doesn't happen, then I think the magpie has no shot. So I will go with the devil here.
All right. You guys going with the devil. All right. Wolves versus hammers. This is where it gets tricky because we talked about
we did.
The wolf has a hammer. It's canon. He has co-opted his opponent as an implement of destruction.
This is true.
Chad, I think this is you here.
Yeah, I mean, Hammer had a good run, but of one victory,
of one
I guess.
match. Of beating old washed up fucks in a hospital, according to Chad.
Exactly. Okay. I guess it wasn't that good of a run. It was kind of like it was a little bit of like a 1/16 seed
too
kind of thing.
slow to move out of the way of a swinging hammer.
Yeah. But I think what's going to happen is that the wolf is going to come in. It's going to take one look at its opponent. It's going to say, "Stop, hammer time," and then it's going to win. So with its own hammer. So I will go wolf here.
Yeah.
The hammer, unfortunately, was at a disadvantage when the wolf was given a hammer.
Yeah.
The hammer has been betrayed by its own kind. My brethren, what have you done?
So wolf.
Oh man, I do want to see this wolf wielding a hammer. Probably looks badass. Yeah. All right.
If only we could imagine in our minds what it looked like, but there's
I would get a tattoo
it.
of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Devil
went down to grandma's.
Devil went down to grandma's and found a hammer-toting wolf.
I want to get a T-shirt with 3 hammer-wielding wolves all howling at the moon on it.
Yeah. Devil, look out, the wolf's got a hammer. Gotta hit you in the knee. All right. Who's up first here? Is this you, Novak?
Yeah, Novak's up.
Yeah, I think so. This is a really tough one because the devil is in like pure evil, all encompassing, like controls the world, can
it's a grim view of society. What the fuck? Satan rules everything around us. Huh? Excuse me?
The devil is running the Illuminati. You know how it is.
I mean, all hail our savior, Beelzebub. Wait, what? What is this happening right now?
He was an angel, right? If we're talking about Satan. And leader of the underworld. Incredibly powerful being. But on the other side is a wolf with a hammer. Right? So
Aru, ching, ching, ching.
And that's something that I don't think the devil necessarily will see coming. Okay.
I'm pretty sure the devil had the biggest hard-on of all time watching the wolf fuck up those veterans at the hospital with a hammer. That is Satan's work if I've ever seen it.
That was the sentient hammer on its own, okay? The wolf had nothing to do with killing those old fucks.
It's a handful of things I know about the devil. He's got a pitchfork, he's red, and famously weak knees. Right? And so
he uses the pitchfork as a cane on occasion.
I think it's going to work into the wolf's favor, and he's going to win.
Okay.
I mean, some might say that the devil, being like a fallen angel and leader of the underworld, kind of like and ruler of our current world, actually, knows everything, right? Like he's seen every creature. He knows, but the problem here is that the wolf is something that he doesn't know because it doesn't exist, right? So it's like this thing that he can't even imagine. He can't strategize for this creature that he can't even fathom what to do. So it's the wolf's got the element of surprise there. So I'm going wolf too.
I mean, a wolf with a hammer, to be clear, does not exist. But that's fine. All right,
not yet. We'll make it happen.
This is for the whole enchilada here. The winner of the Premier League tournament. It comes down to hammer-wielding wolf versus sentient blades. Ching, ching, ching. So I guess we never gave the blades to another creature, which is maybe a slight disadvantage here, but I'll let you guys figure out how this all nets out.
I'm glad Chad's first.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is probably one of the toughest matchups that we've ever had. In all of our mascot tournaments.
Uh-huh.
Here's the thing, though. Like, if you just break it down, right? Which is what we're here to do. We're here to break it down and analyze these things.
Break it down.
The only one of these two combatants has a fun sound effect, and that's the blades. Ching, 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 ching. So I'm going blades.
Interesting take.
So the blades, if you remember, spin very quickly.
So quickly.
Quickly enough to deflect bullets.
Right.
Yes. And then it just keeps spinning towards you. And then once it gets close, one blade and you're done.
Right.
One blade and you're done. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
One hit kill blade.
How many hammers and you're done, though? I guess we didn't establish that.
Right. The advantage the blade has is that it does not have knees, which is the primary focus of a hammer-wielding wolf. And so I believe the champion of this tournament will be the blade.
Did not see that coming. All right, so the wolf can only attack you in the knees. Okay.
I mean, that's the deal with the devil that it made when it decided to use the hammer.
So it made a deal with the devil and then used that
Aren't you
deal
up on
to
your
defeat
lore?
the devil? Yeah.
Yeah, get up to date on your wolf lore, Geiger.
So in your mind, so I was picturing the wolf then walking on its hind legs and wielding the hammer almost like a human.
Yeah.
It's not like on all fours with the hammer in its teeth.
No, it's
right?
got it in its right hand and it's swinging low for the knees. Yeah.
It doesn't matter where the fuck he's got it. Yeah.
All right, just blades triumphs all. Okay. Ching, ching, ching. Congratulations to blades.
Yes. From who knows what the fuck.
No, we'll look it up. Just give me a second. The blades. Oh, we said that was
he digs through his fucking chicken scratch notes.
Yeah. Oh, the Sheffield United blades.
Okay.
Yeah. Congrats.
All right. The last snack. The Cnapmak Wokorag chocolate bar. And it does say chocolate bar with cream fondant filling, and this is like more of a full-size bar than the other ones were.
This is one of these where it's like broken into segments for you.
There's definitely there's like a soft liquidy filling in there that I thought was going to be caramel when I kind of looked at it, but it's
what does that
not.
taste like?
Ooh, yeah, it's weird.
What the fuck?
Vaguely alcoholic?
Yeah. This is a real wolf shot to the knees.
The chocolate is very dark, too. Not overly dark, but it is dark chocolate. I'm looking if any of the other words on here are real words. Just a lot of chemicals, looks like. Along with the chocolate.
Napalm.
It's the consistency of the middle does look like caramel. And it's like almost like a caramello inconsistency. But like you said, it has an alcoholic type of taste to it.
Well, fondant's a weird way to describe it too. Well, unless it's fondant means something different over there, because fondant here is like a thick, it's like what they do like the cake designs with, like a thick frosting, like a super sugary frosting.
Okay, I think it's a decently made bar. The chocolate's of okay quality. I think the middle is not like anything I'm used to having eaten before. And it has a strange taste, but I think it's kind of nice. It's different. I don't mind it. I'm going back for a couple more pieces. I'm going to actually give this a like. I wish that I would prefer it probably without dark chocolate, but I think the dark chocolate pairs okay with this particular filling. I think it's kind of tasty. I'm going to give it a very solid like that. Geiger, what do you think?
I like the chocolate. I like dark chocolate, and I think this is good dark chocolate. I like the consistency of the cream. It's kind of gooey, which I like. It's like caramello-y, but it's not so sticky. I just don't love the taste of that cream. Chad mentioned it tastes almost like alcohol, and now I can't get that out of my head. It's almost like eating one of those like rum balls or whatever,
Yeah.
which I don't like. So I'm going to even it out and just say indifferent. I don't think it's so, but it's not so bad that I can't eat it, but it is bad enough where I don't really enjoy it. So I'll put it right down the middle.
All right, nothing's going to catch the Muwka candy, the chocolate and peanut butter bear. But, Chad, what do you think of this last bar?
I agree. It does seem like these ingredients are probably like high quality, or so I think these are definitely higher quality than that wafer bar. I can sort of like taste that a little bit. I don't normally love that kind of like super sticky consistency that this has. Case, I think the consistency is actually okay, but I'm sort of with Geiger there, where the flavor is just not for me. Now, I could see somebody like actually really being super into this bar. Like, I could sort of understand how somebody would come at this bar and say, this thing is delicious. I love this bar, blah, blah, blah. For me, I'm not that person. This flavor does not work at all for me. All I can taste is that sort of like alcohol aftertaste. I'm going to give this a dislike, Dad.
Wow, okay. Spread out there alike and a different a dislike. The very clear winner today is the Pakkoha candy, and that's the little chocolate and peanut butter bear. And I might try to find some more of those.
Yeah,
it's got a basket of puppies.
What a surprise.
Delicious.
Yeah, I did not expect that.
Probably, yeah, as shocked as we've been on this podcast pre-opening something. So, Geiger, the listeners, they want to talk to us about wolf lore.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'll take that bear with a hockey stick over the wolf with a hammer any day. But if you want to talk, if you want to ask us or suggest what you think should have won that tournament, did a sentient blade deserve to win? Or do you fancy the pensioners or the cottagers or the color red or whatever else happened to the first part? Because I don't remember. Would you respond well if someone of your coworkers announced that you were Mick Wet at work? Probably not, I'm guessing.
We're like sloppy wet.
Whoa! What the fuck? That's our new ASMR podcast, Chad. Now, to be fair to the fellas too, if you don't get wet, if you want to talk about how hard you got, you can do that. Mm-hmm. Like, do you have half a Gulliver at work? Like, you could ask about that.
I soaked my pants with McPrecum. That's what happened.
I need to get off this topic. Let us know what you think about the podcast. Let us know what you think about our snacks. Suggest a snack that we should try. All that good stuff. You can do that at youtriedit@gmail.com. We are on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. And as always, thanks for listening.
Okay, so BusinessInsider.com, for some reason, had an article about Ronald McDonald facts.
Okay.
There's a couple of interesting ones.
Like his fax machine that you can dial.
Correct.
That kind of fax.
Like McDonald lore.
Yeah.
He came into this world wielding a hammer.
In Japan, he is known as Donald McDonald.
Donald McDonald? Donnie Mickey D.
Another fact is McDonald's executives bristle at criticism of their mascot. At an annual meeting in 2011, a shareholder expressed disappointment that Ronald wasn't present as the company faced criticism over use of the clown in marketing to children. In response, then CEO Jim Skinner said, "Ronald hasn't been here because he's out in the field, busy doing work and fighting through the protesters."
What? Who's protesting Ronald McDonald?
He's just knocking protesters away with a fucking billy club. Like, what's happening here?
Yeah, because you're not supposed to market fast food to children, right?
Oh.
With the clown. Because no one else markets shitty,
bad
food to children.
Yeah. I'll
Hurricane Kids Club and everything else, yeah.
I'll help Ronald. Me and Ronald and Grimace and Hamburglar can go down to the local school and start cracking some fucking skulls. Fucking protest.
Let's show up with a fucking bag of hammers and pass them out.
Pass them out.
Let's go.
Let's beat up some protesters!
Give it to the wolf. What? And he's like twirling two hammers as he strides up to the protesters.
And the last one for the first national ads, Willard Scott was Ronald McDonald.
Oh, yeah.
Says he was dropped because the agency thought he was too heavy to play the part of Ronald McDonald.
Was he skinny when they hired him?
Too heavy to play the part of an, quote, extremely active Ronald. This clown does CrossFit. Kind of Willard Scott, right?
I want my Ronald jacked.
Is that when Jason Statham took over as Ronald McDonald?
We want our Ronald a little more Statham-y, a little less Jack Blacky, if you know what I mean.
That original movie was Ronald McDonald couldn't stop going because his heart would stop if he didn't have a
Had to keep eating honey mustard packets to keep his heart rate above a certain
Remember
level.
that movie Crank that was a giant 2-hour McDonald's ad? You guys remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that. And then remember that movie called The Founder where Jason Statham had to keep killing people so he didn't die? No. I think I might have gotten those transposed.
And then he starred in The Transporter and opened up the trunk and Grimace is in there. Remember that?
Right, I remember that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, they originally was just called Crack after Ray Kroc, but they changed it to Crank.
Right. Remember that movie The Expendables where it's just about everyone who eats at McDonald's? And the tagline was like over 2 billion sold question like dot and then they all just show people having heart disease.
That movie Save It Private Ryan, where they just hand out a bunch of hammers to McDonald's characters and they go overseas and rescue a soldier.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Did you see that?
I think I saw it. Did it have a sequel? Or no, I think it was just a standalone one, right?
Do you remember that movie, The Meg?
Yeah. I remember
Which
that movie.
was about a fish that wanted to eat burgers, probably.
Yeah, there was that. Yeah.
Maybe the fish had a hammer. I don't know.
The giant fish coming at, and Ronald just like slung an entire fishnet full of burgers into its mouth, and that was the climactic scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember that movie Sound of Music? Where Ronald and friends took a bag of hammers over the hills of Switzerland.
Do you remember? Do you guys remember Citizen Kane?
The cracking of your kneecap is music to my ears.
The hills are alive with the sound of kneecaps. Crack, 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 crack.
A hammer to hit your knees.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I like that movie.
Yeah. The Von Trapps.
What other movies have you guys seen recently?
Yeah.
Do you remember that movie West Side Story where the two gangs fought and one of them wielded hammers and that's why they won? Remember that?
Yeah. Remember Jurassic Park? It was like raptors had to like eat a hammer in each claw, and Ronald McDonald had to fight his way to the building with the kids in it.
The building with the kids in it?
Yeah, that's where they wound up, right? And then they found like this amber, and inside it was a single French fry. They created McDonald's out of it.
Remember that movie Star Wars?
Yeah,
where,
I do.
Ronald McDonald was beating the shit out of people with a hammer.
Remember when Chewbacca came in and was all like, "Oh," and he just caved his fucking face in with a hammer? And C-3PO was all like, "Oh my."
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that now, right?
Oh yeah, Star Wars.
Classic Star Wars.
Okay, by George Lucas, right?
Yeah, it said, "May the fries be with you." I remember that. It's great. Yeah.
Do you remember at the end of The Godfather where Michael Corleone went to the bathroom and retrieved a hammer that he had taped to the toilet and came out and just hammered the shit out of Luca Brasi and became the Godfather.
That sounds like it could have really happened.
Yeah, actually, it wasn't that far off, probably, but it was a gun.
Do you remember that movie $1 Million Baby, where the wolf hit the girl in the hammer, and then Clint Eastwood took off her life support?
Hold on. The wolf hit the girl in the hammer?
Yeah, he hit her in the hammer.
She was wearing hammers on her knees. They kind of repelled each other.
That was a good one.
Guys see any other movies lately?
Still scrolling.
Did you guys ever see that classic comedy Hammer Gilmore where the one guy's like an ex-hockey pro and goes to play golf instead of using a golf club, he uses a hammer and he fucking drills the ball really hard and wins.
Did you see that movie Super Size Me?
Yeah.
That guy eats all that McDonald's.
Fat piece of shit. Where his blood pressure gets hammered by sodium.
All right. Well, we can probably cut out most of these hammer jokes. We'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new.
Just,
Yep.